Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Molly.
I have 4 photos up there on the screen. And I want you to raise your hand and tell me, what do you think those photos have in common? Emma.
They're all about like people dying.
They're all about people dying. What do you think, Samuel?
That maybe they're poor people, like they don't have enough money to eat.
Okay, how about another one? Laura.
They're all trashed to the ocean.
They're all trashed in the oceans?
They're all trash.
In one of the photos, if you look at all 4 of them, what do you think they have in common? Jose, thanks for raising your hand.
That there are like problems in the world.
There are problems in the world. Do you know what another word for problem is, Christina?
Conflict, and I think there are
Conflicts.
conflict, and it's related to writing because we like yesterday we were writing about conflicts. Their sister.
Yes, remember yesterday we talked about external conflicts, and then we had a little tidbit moment of about internal conflicts within ourselves. So what I want to talk to you today about, I want to teach you that realistic fiction writers, they collect ideas by thinking about conflicts in the world. So it's not necessarily having to do anything with you. Let me give you an example. This actually happened on my way back from Mexico. And what happened was, there was a boy on a plane, and he was different. He was kind of kicking the chair in front of him. He introduced himself 3 or 4 times to the woman sitting next to him. He goes, "Hi, my name is Austin. Hi, my name's Austin." And the lady next to him, you know what she did? She said, "I don't need to know your name. Please stop kicking my seat." And the mother was appalled. She talked to the lady and she said, "You know, I'm really sorry, but my son is just trying to be polite." And the lady said, "You know, I understand what kind of kid he is. My cousin has autism too." And she rolled her eyes. And she said, "That kind," as though there was something wrong with him. And for me, when I saw this, it took all I had not to say a word. I was so mad. And that little boy was so hurt. So what I can try and do, I can try and take that conflict of, I'm going to call it, it's a conflict in society, and I call it discrimination. And I could start my entry like this. Sitting on the plane, I witnessed a young boy introducing himself. He was different, but sweet. And that's going to be the start of my entry. I'm not going to complete the whole thing. I don't want to do a draft. But this is going to remind me of my idea of discrimination in my writer's notebook. So let's make a list of some conflicts that you might see in different places. What kind of conflicts might you see in this place? And not necessarily discrimination, just any conflict. Christina?
That people are fighting, like in
Fighting. Okay. Christina, go.
bullying.
Bullying. I need a boy. Jose Miguel, you got one?
That the people like hate the cafeteria and they're not eating.
Cafeteria food. I actually like the cafeteria food.
Me too.
It doesn't like me though.
Why?
It gives me tummy problems. Felipe, what conflicts in school do you see?
Disrespect
Of
of students and sometimes to teachers.
disrespect. Foul language. Okay, let's respect. Let's switch the location. How about if we talk about conflicts at home? Now listen, it's not necessarily a conflict that's happened to you, but maybe something that you've witnessed, something that's not personal, but you've seen it elsewhere.
And like with brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they hate each other.
My brother Bruce and Mike, oh my gosh,
I know, right?
they hated each other. So brothers fighting, Manuela.
Parents fighting.
Oh yeah. You know, I was actually very lucky. My parents never fought in front of each other. They did it behind closed doors. Parents fighting.
That's terrible.
What other conflicts at home? Samuel?
Divorce.
Very good. Enrique.
And like when you get a Christmas present and you want to use it, and like there's a paintball gun and you use it, and then something you shoot, and then the paint sticks at something that your mom likes or your father likes.
Okay, so damage to the house. Yeah. All right, let's move locations. What about in society? Those are 4 things up there that could give you a hint. Enrique?
That if you're like there's strats and you are the lower strats, that's a big problem.
It's
Because
called,
you don't get enough food.
it's,
enough-
you know what, when you're calling about stratus, it's kind of like social status. If you're rich or poor, that's good. Look at that first picture of the old man. That reminds me of somebody that I love. Remember my brother? Yeah. What would you think that conflict be? Homelessness. What about the second picture with the poor children? Laura.
They want food, like in their place. They don't have like food. Like
What do you call that? Hunger. They're hungry. What about the third picture? Yes. Pollution. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a seal trapped in trash. And one last one. Natalia. It's a dog who's been starved. You know what? There's one word, well, actually 2 words for that. Do you know what it's called, Nico?
No, but well, I have another thing.
Okay, let me write this one down. This one is animal cruelty.
people don't care about that. That's so sad.
And I'm going to put this one down here in society. Discrimination. It could be because of the color you are, a disability you have,
Racist.
how fat you are, how skinny you are. There's all sorts of discrimination. Last one, Nico, you were going to say something else.
And well, I saw a picture on Instagram that it was a boy that was like really passionate about soccer, and he didn't have like money to pay a T-shirt. So with a pen, he put on the back a 9, and he put Ronaldo.
Oh, okay. That was going to be the last one, hands down, because I don't want you to give away all of your ideas. What I want you guys to try to do right now, I want you to spend just about 5 minutes thinking of some of these conflicts in the world and writing them down in your notebooks, okay? I'll give you just about 5 minutes. And then we'll share some of your ideas.
Can we copy them?
I want you to think of some of your own, and then we're going to share those, okay?
Copy some?
Start with your own, and then you can copy them for later reference.
I'm going to do the ones that That's something that happened to me.
Okay, well, you can do that when we sit down right now. I'd really like you to try to think something that you witnessed, that you saw.
No, well, I adopted a horse from the Sorreros.
Write it down. That's a really good one.
Can I get a pencil? Write about the 3 topics, or it's just one?
Anything that you want. It could be at home. It could be at school. It could be on the playground. Anything that you've witnessed in your life. So right now you're just collecting ideas, making a list. You've got a lot. It's really good. Ooh. Now, is this something you've actually witnessed in your life?
This?
You've witnessed chemical weapons?
No.
Okay. No. Remember, these are topics that you've witnessed yourself.
Well, I've seen it in the news.
There needs to be like a personal connection there.
But
Sit down, please. Felipe had a cool one, chemical weapons, but he's never really witnessed chemical weapons. So we're gonna nix that one. It'll be something that you have personal experience with. Yeah.
like something that I've seen
In real life. Yeah. Hi.
What does your story have to be about something that happened to you?
No, it can be something that you witnessed, something that you saw.
What if you haven't seen?
You've seen a lot. You've seen pollution. You've seen homeless people on the streets. You've seen people fighting at school. You can write those down. I'm seeing some really good ideas, you guys. Okay, I'm going to give you just about 30 more seconds to get your last words down. You're just copying it down. Yeah, Natalia. Okay, pencils down. Who'd like to share a couple of their ideas that might be different from this? Samuel.
That once I was in New York in the park, and I saw like a pair of parents hitting a 4-year-old boy, and I was really sorry.
Child abuse. Felipe.
Once I was in Washington and I saw like a poor guy, like he stopped the police car and like he tried to get in and steal it.
Okay.
Well, once we were like out of a restaurant here in Bogota, and a poor man said that please give me some money, and I have cancer, and well, my dad gave him 2,000 pesos, and he said good luck, and then the man said, hey, don't give money like that, and when you give money, don't give it like that.
That's a really good topic. Somebody who's given money and then he complains about it.
Thankful.
Wow. Felipe.
Well, what happens is that I want to add to something, a real fast thing to what Samuel said, and I have another thing. So first, I was in an airplane. I was going to an airplane in an airport, and a kid was with his mom and dad, and the kid tripped, and the mother started hitting him, and the kid started crying, and she hit him even more. So I thought that was really cool.
That is
And
really cruel.
The second is that in the trip from Payande to Bogota, I saw in the street a woman with very, very few to eat. I could tell that she was about like 30 years old, and she already had and she was trying to do something entertaining for the people. And to be honest, it wasn't entertaining, but she was trying her best to not. So I felt really sorry for her, and I gave her no pesos.
Great. So let's put your hands down. Do you see how powerful your stories could be with these kind of conflicts that you could write about.
Yeah, but that's really
So today and every day, what I want you to remember is that when you're collecting ideas for a realistic fiction story, you can think about world conflicts, conflicts that you've witnessed in society, at home, on the playground, at school. So I want you to try and go do this now, back at your seats. Think about some conflicts that you've witnessed, and then write them down as a list in your notebooks. And then when you feel like you've exhausted your list, circle a couple. Circle one and write short about it. When you've done writing short, go to another one, circle it, and write an entry. Is it clear what you guys need to be doing right now?
yes.
Great. So you have about 30 minutes. I'm going to start coming around talking to people who are on Fridays, and let's go.
And mommy.